Alright, this is a tutorial for graphing fractions. I've decided for the tutorials that I was going to split the lesson of graphing fractions and graphing decimals into two separate ones, because maybe covering those two pieces of information on the same day was a little much. So let's go ahead and look at just the one aspect of it, and then if you were struggling with both, you can do the tutorials on both. So today we're just looking, or for this tutorial, we're just looking at graphing fractions, just the fractions. So, and graphing is just the fancy word for putting the dot on the number line. And we're just going to do a we do and a you do, and then I'll get you on to working on your tutorial worksheet from there. Hopefully that we do and you do will be enough. So we have these numbers. Oops, I didn't want to draw that there. Okay. We have these numbers that we're going to want to graph on the number line. And so they're just fractions today. So keep in mind the denominator tells you how many pieces we're breaking something into. The numerator tells you how many of those we crossed over. This is the whole number, so for the first one we're looking for a positive 1 and a little bit past it because it's 1 and some more. So you go to positive 1, and we can mark that. Positive 1. And we're going to go a little bit past. That means we're going to be somewhere in between here and here, because this does not say 2. So we didn't make it to 2, but we did make it to 1 and then past it. Now what we need to keep in mind is we're in positive land, and in positive land, numbers, our movement goes this direction. So we're in positive land, and our fraction denominator tells us how many equal pieces we're cutting this into. Like if it were a full candy bar, we're going to split it into 3 equal pieces. So we're going to split that into 3 equal pieces. That looks about right because I have 1, 2, 3. 3 equal pieces. And of those 3 equal pieces, I only get one of them. Remember, I'm in positive land, so I'm going this way. So I'm standing here on the 1. And I'm going to go across one of the 3 pieces because it's 1 and 1 of the 3. 1 and 1 of the 3. So that one is right there. 1 and 1 of the 3. Let's look at the next one. That is negative 2 and 2 of the 3 broken pieces. Negative, though, remember, negative is, in negative land, we start from here and we move that direction. So I'm going to go negative 2 whole pieces. There's negative 1, there's negative 2, and I'm going past that. So I made it to negative 2. I just didn't make it to negative 3. I didn't make it there. I'm going to find myself somewhere in between the negative 2 and the negative 3. I definitely made it negative 2, though. All right. So then I asked myself, well, how many pieces is this broken into? The denominator tells me it is broken into 3 equal pieces. 1, 2, 3. And of those 3 pieces, I crossed over 2 of them. Here's a common mistake. I have a lot of people saying, okay, 1, 2, bam, there it is. Negative land starts this way and goes this way. So we made it to the negative 2. We're sitting here, and we're traveling that way. That's the common mistake I've been seeing. So we made it to here and we're going that way. So it's 1, 2. Negative 2 and 2/3. Hopefully that clarifies that up with some of you. And I'm going to switch colors for the next one. Okay. So 2 and 3/5. That is a positive 2. Positive land this way. So we're going to go 1, 2. We made it to the 2, but not the 3. We're going to be in between here. And this time, the denominator is a 5. That means that between the 2 and the 3, it is split into 5 equal pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then that would be the 5. So that my chunks are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm in positive land, so I'm going this way. So I'm standing at the 2, and I cross over 3 of those 5 broken pieces. 1, 2, 3. That right there means I've crossed over positive 2 and 3/5 of the chunks. And finally, negative 1 and 4/5. I've made it across the 1. I'm in negative land, remember, and I'm starting at 0. I go across negative 1 and I make it past him, but I don't quite make it to the 2, otherwise that would say 2. So I'm somewhere between negative 1 and negative 2. My denominator says that I am broken into 5 pieces in between there, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 1, 2 chunks, 3 chunks, 4 chunks, 5 chunks. And of those 5 chunks, I've crossed over 4. Be careful of the common mistake where I have people going, oh, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm at negative 1. I'm here. And I'm in negative land. I go that way. So here I go. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that is negative 1 and 4/5. Hopefully that refreshed your memory on how to do that or cleared things up for you. Let's do a you-do. And for your you-do, I just want you to do the 2 problems. So go ahead and do a number line and graph on the number line these 2 numbers, negative 2 and 1/5 and positive 1 and 4/5. And then if you get stuck, press play so I can catch up, or if you finish it, press play so you can check your answer. Okay, so I'm going to start by doing the negative 2 and 1/5. Negative 2 means I made it to negative 2, negative 1, negative 2. And I went a little further, but I did not make it to negative 3, otherwise that would say negative 3. So I'm hanging out somewhere in here. And it's broken into 5 even pieces, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and that last one is a 5th. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And of those 5 pieces, I'm standing at negative 2 and I'm going negative direction, and I go 1 spot. So you should have gotten your negative 2 and 1/5 right there. For positive 1 and 4/5, I go to positive 1, and I made it to positive 1, but I have not made it to positive 2, or else it would say so there. So my answer is going to be somewhere in between the 2. I know that between 1 and 2 it is broken into 5 equal pieces because my denominator says so. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 5 equal chunks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And of those 5 chunks, I crossed over 4 of them. Well, I'm in positive land, and I'm standing on 1, and I'm going positive direction. So I go 1, 2, 3, 4, and that is my answer right there. Hopefully that cleared that up for you. Go ahead and try the practice problems on your tutorial worksheet. And if you still need some assistance, let me know, and I can kind of look at a few with you. Good luck.